This little nameless base served as a showcase for using roofs as stability seal. The key idea is to place an upgraded roof onto a twig half wall, which sticks through the ceiling and blocks off a chute that leads into the core of the base. If it is in place, the base is offline rate protected by the equivalent of at least one stone and one sheet metal wall from all sides. To unseal the base, simply spawn inside the core and destroy the twig half wall. Originally, I had designed it as an early wipe base, but since the base works so well, lots of people, and even myself, kept using it as a low upkeep main base. Still, its main limitation were the lack of storage and the lack of a level 3 workbench. Thus, I set out to work on a version 2 that you can use throughout the wipe, and I gave it a name, the Phoenix. Like the mythological figure, it can be raised from nothing right after starting out fresh. But to carry you beyond early wipe, it now offers way more storage, 16 large chests to be exact, a guide to sensible upgrades once blueprints are learned, a place for a tier 3 workbench, an anti-door camper system, roof access, and the tried and tested roof stability seal, which ensures that even without blueprints, it takes 33 satchels or 12 rockets to get to any of your loot. And the full raid of the upgraded version will cost about 21 rockets. Cost and upkeep are easy to handle for solos, duos and trios. In the tour, I show you the enhanced version that requires blueprints. As in version 1, the wooden roof ramp leads up to one of the 2 entrances on the 2nd floor. The outer doors work as an airlock and are guarded by shotgun traps. Windows allow you to spot and engage door campers. Next to the exit, there's a new compartment with traps to help you getting rid of door campers, which can be put in and out of action from within the safety of the base. In the central part, we find the drop chests and the tier 3 workbench. Again, the base has a second exit on the opposite side of the 2nd floor, which makes it harder to lock you inside the base. Another novelty is the optional roof access, which gives you a 3rd option to exit the base, and the possibility to check the environment for enemy players from relative safety. A chute, one of my favorite building blocks, leads into the core of the base. The central square houses up to 3 sleeping bags, furnaces and a level 2 workbench. The loot rooms on both sides have been upgraded to 7-box loot rooms, which ensure you won't run out of storage space too quickly. The TC has moved into an armored triangle to make more space for boxes and increase the cost to grief the base at the same time. Shotgun traps guard the chute in case you get online raided. To protect against offline raids, the base still offers the ability to place an upgraded roof onto a twig half wall in order to seal the entrance. This is best done when you go offline. When placing the roof, make sure no objects, sleepers, etc. are in the way, and move as far back into the chute as you can, or the game won't allow to place it. To unseal the base when you come online, simply destroy the twig half wall. This is going to be the footprint of the base. 3 squares in the center surrounded by honeycomb. You will start off with a triangle that is already upgraded. However, when you start fresh, you might not have the wood to build the whole footprint first, and most of the land in Rust has a slope. Thus, try to position the triangle with the tip pointing towards the upward slope. Claim the area by placing a tool cupboard onto the triangle. Leave the wall frame wood for now and use a double door to close it off. We will use lots of double doors, since once you get garage doors, you can replace them one by one and make the base so much stronger. Next, build a 1x1 in front of the TC and close it off with another double door. Again, leave the door frame wood. You can use this space to temporarily house items such as bags, boxes and furnaces. Next, build out 2 squares and a triangle opposite of the TC, surround everything with walls. For the doorway, make a decision. I would recommend placing a single door frame now, so you can have a working airlock. However, in later build stages, the base would be stronger and more convenient with a garage door here. Thus, place a single door frame now and prepare to soft side pick it later, or risk it and go with a double door. As soon as enough metal frags are cooked, replace the wooden doors with metal doors. With the next bunch of metal frags, craft large chests and turn the other 1x1 square bit by bit into a 7-box loot room. I'll link the tutorial on how to align the boxes easily. Remember that to place the half-height triangle shelf, you need to place this temporary triangle floor tile outside. The placement of the boxes will be easier if you wait with placing the double door frame until at least the lower 4 boxes are in place. A workbench can already go into this triangle. Make sure to place it far enough back so you can still place a half wall here. This concludes the starter portion of the base. Next, we're going to move the entrance to the second floor. Try to save up enough material for these steps to make them in one go. Close off the triangle behind the entrance and place a furnace into the tip. A campfire can help to jump onto it. On top of the chute, build this exit with a half-height floor triangle. Leave the triangle on top wood if you want to add roof access later. Build single doorways left and right, and walls around the 2 triangles in front of the exit of the chute. Later, this room can house the tier 3 workbench, and 2 drop chests can go into the rear triangle. Use slanted roofs on the sides to be able to get back into the base. Make sure to place and upgrade the foundation next to the roof before placing the roof itself, otherwise you won't be able to place it. Inside the core, we can now move the furnaces and the sleeping bags into the central square. If you can, upgrade the foundation of the TC to armored at this point. Then, turn the now empty 1x1 into another 7-box loot room. Yes, I know, it's really hard, try your best. For me, it helps to upgrade the door frames to sheet metal, as well as to have the closest furnace and the double doors removed. Sacrifice 1 box if you cannot place them all. In case you get the scrap, replace the tier 1 workbench with a tier 2. At this stage, the base is sealable with the roof. Move far back into the chute when you place it, or your avatar will block its placement. If it does not work, check if there are any items in the way, either on the ground floor or the upper floor. You have no idea how many "it has been patched" comments I have seen, when in the end it was just some object blocking the placement. The roof has a pretty large hitbox, so even if items that do not visually collide with it may be the culprits. This concludes the second phase of the build. Next, we make the base stronger. Upgrade the whole core to sheet metal. This includes all of the central squares, the chute and the triangle containing the workbench. If you can, upgrade the triangle that contains the TC to armored and convert the ceilings above the core to armored as well. Don't stress yourself with the upgrades to armored, they can be done bit by bit over time. In parallel, start honeycombing the base with stone to hide the upgrades. Place half-height triangles where the loot rooms are. This might help one day to rebuild the loot rooms. Ensure to rotate the walls next to the wooden roof ramps. On the second floor, place 2 doorways on the 2 tips of the base. Make sure that the inner door opens outwards and the outer door opens inwards to create a good airlock. Place 1 more full wall on the right side of the chute. Place wall frames on those triangles next to the roof ramp and add double doors that open inwards. Place window frames everywhere else. When I use this base myself, I like to use window bars, either wood or metal, and shutters on all windows. If you want roof access, add another triangle and a square for the roof exit. Design the square however you like. We prefer 2 windows and a door on the left. If the door opens inwards, it'll allow for some very nasty shotgun trap placement later. Once that's built, hatch it out the wooden floor tile. Please note that until you get garage doors, you'll have to remove this double door to use the roof exit. Close out the ceiling of the rest of the base and upgrade it to stone. With the second floor being secured, you can place the repair bench and the research table up here and pick them up when they are not in use. This concludes the build of the no blueprint version of the base. In the meantime, you probably have collected lots of blueprints and items, including garage doors, shotgun traps, etc. So let's use them to upgrade the base. This little gap here can be used in 2 ways. Place more furnaces if you desire faster smelting. Alternatively, use it for a locker. Replace all double doors with garage doors. Make sure that the bulky side of the garage door in front of the TC points inwards, only then you will be able to reach the code lock. Soft side pick out the single door frame in the chute and then replace it with a garage door. If the base has given you a successful wipe and you got the 1250 scrap for a tier 3 workbench, this is where it goes. Make extensive use of shotgun traps to counter door campers and raiders. In the core, 1 trap each can go into the loot rooms. Please note, you cannot place them on the ceiling of the central square or they will block the placement of the roof. Another good position for shotgun traps, recommended by a driller, is behind the outer doors. If you leave the outer door open, door campers might decide to wait for you inside the triangle, ready to go deep. and get blasted when you open the inner door, which will then block the outer doorway, so that you can close the outer door and loot the door camper in peace. Now you might have wondered what these extra triangles are for, since right now they're just dead space. When we were using this base, we once had a hard time getting rid of a door camping Zerg, as they were building twig onto the sides of the shooting floor. We remedied that by placing 2 shotgun traps onto the ceiling, one to target the doorway, the other to guard the side of the base. The moment you find auto turrets, place one dead center. If you're getting door camped, open those doors and let the turrets decimate the campers. On the roof exit, one shotgun trap should guard the door, in case your roof gets camped as well. Have another shotgun trap guard the drop down below the roof exit. With this trap placement, any doorway will have to deal with an elaborate and hard to drain set of traps. And voila, the Phoenix version 2. Cheap, space efficient, and with these upgrades able to accompany you throughout the whole wipe. May it keep your loot safe. Until then, Evil Wurst out.